And welcome to JabberJaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dynas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, and thank you.
Yes.
How are you doing?
We're still around. People have been asking me, what happened to the show? Tiny little break.
I got a couple concerned texts, but that's fine.
Oh, no.
They weren't worried about me. They were worried about the show.
That's good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
We are not canceled. Not yet.
We're fine. We're fine.
We are. We've had we've done some traveling and some different things, so it's been but we're back. So speaking of which, you were traveling, which is why we had a little break. Dawson, you went back to the motherland.
Yes, went back to the Hayes America. Woo!
Hold your applause.
Yeah. It was good. It was a short trip. It was an extended weekend trip that got extended even longer thanks to United, which is an unplug for me this week. So
now there was some freezing winter, right? I mean, there was some winter conditions. I don't know if that played into it.
There was, but that wasn't. I mean, it wasn't an issue. The pilot. So, long story short, I was supposed to fly back on Tuesday with one of our other best friends, Sarah Glassman, to Denver to hang out, and with her cousin, one of our good friends, etc. And we were waiting at Hayes International. Joke, bad one. For, I shit you not, 3 hours, and then they finally told us that the flight wasn't going to happen. And they were happy to rebook us. Apparently, the flight out of Salina, Kansas was not going to stop in Hayes because the pilot didn't want to. That was a bottom line. Yeah, just didn't want to. So he just flew on to Denver. Yeah. So that was fun. Went to Gella's and had 2 very large beers after that. So
I don't get paid enough to stop more than once per flight. God damn it.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Don't recommend flying out of Hayes America. So I do recommend Hayes America in general. It's great.
How did you get home? Did you have to go to Salina or what happened?
Hitchhiking.
Oh,
that's coming back.
That's classic.
It was weird. No, we flew back the next day. It was fine. No problem.
I feel like if you're going to hitchhike at this point, you have to have a dog with you because it gives the impression that you're probably, if you were going to kill anybody, you might have killed that dog already. So it's probably
right. That's true.
Huh.
I mean,
I never thought about that.
I'm way more likely to pick up a hitchhiker that has a dog with him as opposed to a hitchhiker that has a sign that says, I don't know.
I'm not crazy.
Vietnam vet. I don't know. I mean, something I should pick them up for, and I don't.
Sure.
No, so I don't know.
I've never thought about picking up a hitchhiker. Smith, have you?
No, I've never.
Or have you done it? No.
No, okay. I've never picked up. I've never hitchhiked or hitched. I don't know what is the name for someone who picks up a hitchhiker. It's like a John, but it's not a John. It's like I don't know. What do you like a ride giver? I don't know. Just a ride giver.
I only know of one person that ever picked up a hitchhiker, and it was my father. And he picked up a hitchhiker with my mom on their way to their honeymoon, which is a whole story.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a thing, and the hitchhiker kind of played each other against mom, and it's a whole story. I'll have to have them tell that story sometime.
Absolutely.
Wow, that does sound kind of terrifying. Yes.
Yes, it does.
I don't think he was crazy. I think he just kind of was like, oh, well, your husband.
You know what would make this day? Wouldn't it make this day even more magical? So we picked up that vagrant over there. What do you say, Lena? What do you say?
I think there was some situation where the car stopped and the guy was like, "Oh, I ran into your husband," and he said you guys would give me a ride. My mom was like, "That son of a bitch." Okay, fine. Just sit in the back seat. Something along those lines. I need to write the story down because it's pretty funny. Anyway, they got in a big fight over it. Obviously, because it's their honeymoon. Also,
oh my God.
Jeez.
Oh, I love that.
But how did you get home?
We flew out the next day. We took a gamble, rebooked our flight for the same time. What is it? The 6:20 flight out of Hayes. And yeah, it happened. It actually happened.
It's a 6:20 p.m., right? You didn't go to
Yeah.
Gell's at 7:30 in the morning and have two
No.
beers.
I wanted
Okay,
to
all right.
sleep in a little bit. I also had to work, so yeah, we were good.
Did you get any vouchers or drink coupons out of this? What was your get at it? Like nothing?
Yeah, like a $20 gift certificate to Burger King? No, nothing.
Wow, that's awful. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a terrible.
Wow.
Honestly, it was the worst experience I've had at the airport, and I've had some pretty bad ones. So
this was United Airlines, right?
Yes,
United
it was
Airlines.
United
Okay,
Airlines.
right, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
correct.
All right. Well, it's just hard to pick a good airline these days. It's really
Isn't
just
it?
kind of,
I know. And I just got a United card a couple months ago, rack up those points. Because Denver is a huge hub, and I'm like, I'm just fucking myself. Yeah. So
wow, that's too bad. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's like United. It's like one of their third-party carriers, right? Like it's United, but it's like Randy's, jet prop, and it's like it's not exactly like it's a United affiliate. So yeah,
it is, and a terrible one at that. Yeah,
Pony Express.
The ponies. Pony Express. And I think my dad told me that they've been trying to get out of their contract with that airport for a while.
Yes, yeah.
So the pilots are just like, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna stop in that bum fucking town. Like, I get it. Like, why would you want to stop when you can just fly over and go to Denver? So
yeah. That's just like
that's just empathetic.
It's kind of a new, like, amusing reality. Like, that's kind of where we are. It's like the pilot just might not feel like stopping, and the airline's just going to suck it up and give you $20 to Burger King, and not even.
Nope. They got to retain their employees as much as possible.
It's like, like they talk about flyover states, and that's like a flyover city. Like, I mean, they're micro centralizing, like flyover areas. So that's kind of depressing a little bit. There's an airstrip in Waukene. I expect them not to land in Waukene, but like Hayes, I mean, they built a building that you can actually sit down inside. I mean, that seems like
Yeah.
It's still very 1980s, and there is a weird it looks like a shrine to 9/11. Which is a little unsettling when you're walking into an airport, not gonna lie. But whatever. I know Hayes has their best interests at heart, so whatever.
I didn't even know it was still open. I mean, last time I flew into Hayes was probably 1999. I mean, that's a long time ago. So.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That is a long time ago. So much has changed and so much has not, Tyson.
I know.
It's still very 1980s in there, let me tell you.
If you were forced to come up with a short list of the amenities of the Hayes Airport, what would those amenities be? And you can't count bathrooms.
I would say toilet. And
there's a water fountain. There's a water fountain.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. There are
vending machines,
chairs to sit in. There are 3 actually television screens, so you can watch advertising while you wait for.
What about? Is there any vending or anything like that? No food.
There's a vending machine with a lot of Cheetos and Doritos, and then there's one with mostly Mountain Dew and solid. A little bit of Pepsi. So. Yeah. And I think there's one line of water in there at the very bottom. It's kind of hard to see, but
I feel like those I would check the expiration dates on anything that I get out of there, even water. I'd be like,
same, yes.
Yeah. 2006, Jesus Christ! I didn't know you could buy Surge anymore.
Yeah, and there's a couple of fake plants in there that haven't been dusted in a while. It's again.
You gotta dust your plants. You really
do. You really do. Class it up a little bit.
There's just like a single terminal, I'm assuming, correct? Like there's not multiple gates. There's a gate.
There's a gate, yeah.
Okay. And you actually walk out onto the tarmac, or does it actually have one of those
You do. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah,
okay.
you actually walk out into the tarmac.
Okay.
And security, I will say, is top notch at Hayes International. You're not messing around. Glassman had a TSA pre-check And they were like, ma'am, you're going to have to take off your boots. And she's like, I'm sorry. She got very New York diva. She's like, I have TSA pre-check, pointed to her ticket. And they were like, we don't care. You're still going to have to take off your boots. Oh, I laughed really hard. That was great. Actually, that's a plug this week.
If she would have had a snake in her boot, and she'd be like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh, thank God you made me take it off."
But they're very thorough. They're very thorough there. I had to pull out so many things. Even my iPad mini, which I have not pulled out and put into its own little container for the past, I don't know, 20 flights. Well, nope. Hayes International, they're like, you're separating that shit. So yeah, keeping it down.
I mean, how many people come through there? I mean, they got to keep it real or busy.
That's true, right?
Yes, right. I guess.
Yeah.
But it's funny too because 10 minutes before actual boarding, the lights are off. Like you literally don't even know if security's going to come. And then you just see this one woman who goes over there and she's got the keys on the side clanking, on her hip. And she turns on the lights, turns on the machines. It's great. It's like a little movie stage.
I do want to. I'd like to fly out of there again just for that experience. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I clearly never have, so I should do that too. Yeah,
guys, fly Hayes while you still can.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it I've done it once, in and out. So that was good.
You've done it in and out, you say, Tice?
Yeah, not the restaurant,
okay.
but
all right. Yep, got it. Okay.
I just remember I caught a little prop jet from Kansas City to Hayes, and I just remember thinking how loud the thing was because
it's very loud.
A little biplane, not a biplane. Sorry, it's got the two props and the it seats like 20. I'm gonna guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's pretty good. I've been on one that seats 10 out of Kansas City to Kirksville, Missouri. And the name of the airline is Cape Air out of St. Louis, which I would call Cape Fear.
You flew from Kansas City to Kirksville?
I have flown from Kansas City to St. Louis to Kirksville before.
Okay.
You could have rented a car for
exactly. I was trying to save money at that point in time. So I was like, I don't want to rent a car. I also don't want to take 3 fucking flights today, but it is actually 4, technically. So yeah, you do what you do when you're trying to pinch a penny, but
true.
Yeah, that sucks. I would not recommend that. But on a beautiful day with no clouds in the sky, Cape Air is lovely. So
I'm sure.
Kind of fun, but super loud. Yeah.
Great when it's not terrifying. Cape Air.
Yeah. Cape Air. We got one pilot. Enjoy the flight.
Cape Air.
Cape Air.
Oh, that's good. It's good times. What have you guys been up to? What's been happening in your worlds?
I started an airline. No.
Oh, nice.
What have I been doing?
Congratulations.
I don't know. Matt, you go first. I don't know what I've been doing.
It's actually been we've had, it's been nice. We've had kind of a couple of pretty quiet weekends. It's the promise of nicer weather is, on the horizon, maybe. It's been a little warmer. It's been nice, but no.
Puxatani thinks otherwise.
It's going to snow here. It's going to snow here tonight. So.
Shit.
But it's going to melt.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So that's not a big snow. We did not get the big snow that we were told we were going to get a couple weeks ago.
We didn't, but you guys were supposed to. Yeah.
We were supposed to. Yeah, we were supposed to get like 9 to 12, and then it was like maybe 1.5 inches to 2. And I was like, we made a whole thing about it. It's fun because we're just like, we're going to be snowed in. We pretended that we were snowed in, but
you bought all this stuff.
By 11:30, we could go pretty much anywhere we wanted. Gotta roast those chestnuts anyway. But no, it's been quiet. It's been quiet. It's been good. Just kind of getting, it's February already, which is freaking crazy, but
nuts.
I haven't done very much. I mean, I did yoga today for the first time since pre-pandemic. That was
wow.
Was embarrassing.
Did you go to a class or did you do it at home?
No, Beth joined a studio, and part of her studio thing is she gets to do online classes for free. So we did one at noon today over lunch hour, which was great because it would have been embarrassing to do that in public. It was embarrassing to do it in front of Beth, to be honest with you, but it was but like they say you practice yoga, you don't do
Oh,
yoga, which is
yeah.
absolutely correct. I can barely do yoga, but I practice. I was happy that my knees stopped popping after like 5 minutes, so that was a good thing for me.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
progress.
and I'm sore. I could only do about 35 minutes of it, of the whole thing, but yeah, it was. So we're gonna try to do some yoga because balance and flexibility are not my strong suits, as it turns out, and never have been, to be honest with you. So it's just one of those things. Um, we're getting older here in the Van Dynas household, so we've been thinking about how to prolong the inevitable. so, yoga is a really good thing to do. The flexibility, balance, and strength, and yeah. And we set up the basement. We finally set up the basement. We did a broadcast from the basement
Yeah.
couple times ago. So
Mhm.
I finally vacuumed the basement. I thought that was a big, huge win. And
Wow, that's great.
then yeah, and we have a TV now, and so we did the thing. It was all right, but I can't really think of anything other than the I can't think of anything other than that. I mean, everyone's very excited about the Chiefs playing in the Super Bowl, but that's the whole town is like that. So
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah, Casey's blowing up, I'm sure.
it is, yeah. Which is great. It's great. When the Chiefs would win games in Florida, it'd be like everybody would be like, "Who gives a shit?" And I'd be like, me and my friends from Kansas would be like, "Yeah, yeah." So
Well, no, we got
I mean,
into it like what was it? Probably the 02 season because the Chiefs were good,
yeah,
and so we started
Mhm.
watching. It was like such a fucking anomaly that we were like, oh, we gotta tune in because this
yeah.
is it's like it was like KU's football season there for a while. I was like, oh, geez, it's like makes an activity out of the rare.
yeah,
And
we
yeah, but there was
Mhm.
they had that one guy, who just run for it's just he was hot. I can't remember his name now, but
That could have been Christian Okoye, could have been Word. I don't know. They all blend
yeah.
together.
But no, that was a
But
good
yeah,
team. But yeah, but it's crazy. I mean, the Chiefs have been a boring ass team for as long as I've been alive, and
Yes, I have.
except for like the last 5 years, which is just nuts. So yeah, it's crazy. I guess it's just timing, and I don't know. I guess it just goes around sometime.
it
I don't know.
it's all about the coach and the drafting. So it's all
Yeah.
It
good.
really is.
Yeah.
I was really excited when they got Joe Montana as a quarterback.
I
I was
was
like,
too.
"Wait, what?
I
That's
was too.
amazing."
So we're trying now. I know you guys don't know, but you both follow Chiefs. Dawson more than Matt's a Colts guy now. To be fair, and that's
I
fine.
was a Dallas Cowboys girl for the majority of my life. I will be honest about that.
Tyson, I reserve the option to choose either, and I choose the
That's
Colts or the Chiefs this year, rather.
well, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
Yay!
So,
Yeah.
have you ever bought a jersey? Because I've never bought a jersey, neither has Beth. So, we're gonna buy jerseys this year. But
Nice.
you can buy jerseys from any player from the beginning of the team until now. I mean, usually you can get whatever you want. So, we were trying to decide who to decide. Now, she's I think gonna go with Pacheco, who's
That's a good one.
their new running back, rookie
Uh-huh.
running back.
God, that guy's amazing.
I'm gonna maybe get a Steve DeBerg, which you guys probably don't even know who that is.
No.
He was a quarterback in like the '87 season, '88 season. He was not good, but bless his heart, but so I don't know. I can't decide. I don't know. But they're like 90, $100 a piece.
I was gonna say they're pretty
So
pricey. Yeah.
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 Kathy's
I
bought
mean,
me a
even the little
couple.
ones for kids.
Well,
I mean,
I
even the
was
ones for
so
little
when we
kids are
were
like 80
yeah,
bucks.
those are like $60, or they were $60 back in the day. My brother was really into basketball, like NBA jerseys, and he loved Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan, obviously. And I know my mom was pretty pissed about the price of both of those. Correct me if I'm
Wait,
wrong, Mom, but I feel like they were stupid expensive.
so you have two jerseys, Matt, or you have a jersey or
No, my
two?
brother has like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh
Other
yeah,
than
I've
that,
got a couple.
Smith.
Yeah, Kathy's bought me a couple. There's a Smith from Kansas. He's actually went to I don't remember which college, but he's from Kansas. Went to high school, and so his name's Smith, and so they call him Big Kansas. He's a defense guy.
I
So
like
I've got
that.
that one. I can't
yeah.
remember the other one I've got, but Are there any because you said they have all the players and all does anybody have a somewhat embarrassing last name like Butts or is there anything funny? Is there any options for did you peruse
There
to see if there
has
are
to
any
be,
embarrassing
right?
last
there
names?
is.
Yeah.
I mean, Dawson, you could get Lynn Dawson. I mean, he was the quarterback for.
That's true.
I
You could
know,
get Dawson.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dreams coming true. Maybe.
I don't get a Tyson.
Maybe.
There might be a Tyson. Somebody had to have had the last name Tyson. No.
Well, I
don't know.
think the actress Cicely Tyson, who was in movies in the 70s and 80s, I think she did play for the Chiefs briefly in '81, but that's the only Tyson I can think of.
Okay.
Mike Tyson never played for them.
Tyson never played.
There's certainly no Dinos out there again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dang it.
That's all right.
Good.
That's all right. I don't know. I would hang my hat on the Dinos Chiefs jersey. And you can get jerseys with your names on them, but I don't think
I
they're
have seen
officially
that.
NFL sanctioned. But maybe, I don't know. Enough money, the NFL will give you anything you want.
That's true.
Maybe. Didn't Mahomes give Henry Winkler his number? What is it, 13? But he gave him a jersey that said Winkler 13 on it.
15. But yeah.
15, sorry.
Oh, I don't know, but probably. I mean, I'm sure he could pull that. He's, But I mean, honestly, yeah, the Fonz.
Yeah.
It's the Fonz wants a customized jersey.
Yeah, done. We'll do that. Yeah.
or as he likely said, who? But anyway, his press people explained it to him, and it made for a cute story. For the kids.
Yeah, I must admit, when I found out, because there was a whole thing in Kansas City that, Henry Winkler was on some talk show and he said he was a big Mahomes fan. And then Mahomes was like, oh my God, I'm a huge Henry Winkler fan. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's see. You were, -20 when that show was on, so you're really a Happy Days fan? What the shit? I was like, well, maybe he's a big, Arrested Development fan. I don't know, but probably not.
Maybe. Yeah, no, probably. Yeah.
Probably not.
Gonna go with no.
Anyway, it's gonna be fun in a bun this weekend.
Very good.
We're gonna make pizzas here, and somebody else is gonna make fajitas, and so we will.
Whoa! Are you guys having a real Super Bowl party?
Well, 4 of us will be here, so that's pretty good.
Okay, I would say that's a party.
4 humans, so that's pretty good. Are you guys doing anything for Super Bowl? I mean, it used to be a huge deal. I think that's a young man's game, to be honest with you.
We're not going to do any partying or anything going to a party, but we will be putting on our Chiefs onesies and making 7-layer bean dip and wings.
I knew you were going to say that 7-layer.
I love that shit.
I know you do.
I'm going to make a small one though this year because I'm trying to lose weight before Italy. So yes. Smith, what are you making? What are you doing?
I think Kathy's making some. We're not doing a big thing. I think because all our friends have kids and all those kids go to bed at 7 o'clock. So the Super Bowl kind of is a conundrum. But
yeah,
I think we're gonna make a couple, small appetizers. Just a quiet night at home.
Nice.
So,
I asked my parents. My parents stayed here last week for 3 or 4 days, something like that. And I asked them what they were doing for. And they don't go to Super Bowl parties anymore because basically what they said was there's half the people there want to watch the game and the other half people just want to talk. They don't care about the game. And
that's true.
That's very frustrating for people that want to watch the game, which I'm sure that's true.
It is.
So
I get it.
I've been one of those people that talk.
Yeah, and see, I thought that was the whole thing about Super Bowl parties. That was understood. It's there was the game to watch, but it was also a party. Super Bowl. I know there's no slash, but it's clear, I think. Because you don't have to watch the game. Because I remember when commercials didn't suck, that I was way more into the commercials as a kid than I was the actual game. I just was. And so I think there were always those people who they would shut up when the commercials were on, and then when the game was I can understand it being frustrated, but I always thought that was the beauty of the Super. It brought two cultures, disinterested cultures together, and so they could eat and drink.
That is true. Yeah, I remember watching Super Bowl commercials and writing down my favorite ones. So the next day when I'd get to work, hungover probably. I could look up like what agency did the commercial, who was responsible for it, like who the art director was, who the copywriter was, all that stuff, and go after them. I'm glad I'm out of that world. I can just enjoy it now.
Yeah.
You did that when you were like 8? That's pretty amazing.
I did.
How did you know?
My dad was like, "You're going to go into advertising when you're a big girl." I was like, "Yay. Money." Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, do you guys want to get into the headlines? I feel like we have 500 headlines because it's been.
We do.
We should talk about the is the sign part of your headlines, Doss?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. Well then,
yeah, we should definitely
let's headline
it. Tice, do you want to do the screen this week?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go.
My best, Dawson.
That's pretty good. All right. Go.
Okay, this is from ABC News. This is kind of an older one. It came out January 24th. It's been a minute.
Jesus. Sorry, guys. This is my fault.
Results released in girl's request for DNA evidence of Santa. So this happened in Rhode Island. A girl, 8-year-old. I think she was 8-year-old. She sent in to the police, the local police, a gnawed-on carrot and cookie. To see if they could test for DNA samples to see if Santa Claus.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
So they went ahead and sent it in, and they did some research. This is pretty cute, actually. So the department tweeted on Monday, whenever that was. We all agree that something magical may be at play. They said the department said it found no complete matches to anyone in the combined DNA index system, but said there was a partial match, quote, to a 1947 case centered around 34th Street in New York City, referring, of course, to the miracle on 34th Street. It said they would need more DNA samples from other Santa encounters to make a definitive match. They might have made a mistake by that, because she may get all of her friends to send in DNA samples, and pretty soon that's going to probably bankrupt the Rhode Island police. But okay, so the good news is that the lab did not find the presence of DNA closely matching reindeer when testing the carrots. So, so anyway, I thought that was adorable and handled pretty well by the Rhode Island State Police Department.
Pretty well.
Yeah. This is from USA Today. Trump declares himself winner of his own golf club championship despite missing a round. Okay. Now, I know you guys aren't golfers, but Matt's a golfer. But
I can probably follow the nomenclature. Yeah, so yeah.
So this is. Let me see if I can find so Trump announced on a social media platform on Tuesday that he won the senior club championship at Trump International Golf Club in unincorporated West Palm Beach last weekend, despite not playing the first round of the tournament. Members arrived the second day, surprised to see Trump with a 5-point lead, according to the Daily Mail. But Trump never played the first round, as he was attending a funeral for in North Carolina for an ardent supporter, Lynette Hardaway, known by the moniker Diamond. Oh, that was the Diamond Lady.
Oh, yeah.
At the conservative political commentary duo Diamond and Silk. Trump told tournament organizers he played a strong round on the course Thursday, 2 days before the tournament started, and decided that would count as a Saturday score for the club championship. That score was 5 points better than any competitor posted during Saturday's first round. Trump called it a great honor to have won on the best course in the country in Palm Beach County. Yeah. Oh, fucking asshole. Like,
yeah, for real.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I played a great round of golf, so just count it. And everybody was like, okay, put it on the board. Sorry, I like that story.
It is kind of interesting to see like how that dude he's consistent in the micro and the macro lies. Like he just does it all over the place. Like he just he will lie about a golf score to win a goddamn golf game. just as much as a lie about winning the president. I mean, it's just fascinating. Like, at least he's consistent, I guess. I don't know.
True.
He's
Yeah.
consistently crazy. Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you are going to go onto this headline. I don't have it here, but I just kind of want to talk about it. They've got a thing. The Stormy Daniels thing is coming back into the courts because of what's going on, and he is taking a new tact, saying that he did pay off Stormy Daniels like 150 or whatever it was, $1,000, but he did it on advice of his counsel. His new story is that he did it because he was trying to avoid problems at home with Melania. And so he just paid her off because he didn't want to get in trouble at home. So,
okay, that's fine then.
He posted this big thing on social. So let me just back up. Paying off people before you run for presidency is illegal. It's against the law. All right, for various reasons, and not just paying off, but like settling out of court, blah blah blah.
Right.
So he posted this thing on Truth. Stormy Daniels retweeted it and said, "Hey, thanks for admitting everything that I said in my court case. That's amazing. Thank you very much. Appreciate your help, Donald Trump." And then he wrote later today, he wrote, "Just to be clear, there was no affair." So anyway, he is a genius. What is staggering genius? What do you call himself? A certifiable genius?
Oh God, it's been so long.
It
makes me
he's
sad.
He's a stable genius.
Very stable genius. Yeah, I was just going to add to that. Like I've been hearing, there's been news last couple of weeks about how his fundraising efforts have not been successful. And I have always been on all of the batshit crazy campaign fundraisers. They have stopped.
Really?
And about 3 months ago, I read something that said that it was costing them 97 cents for every dollar they were making in their fundraising, which is not efficient. And so, but now they've dead stopped. I have not seen one in 2 weeks. And I've gotten for 5 years. So that's kind of promising, I guess, that he's stopped. It's become unprofitable to beg for money, which is fascinating. But anyway, just an interesting aside.
Now that is, again, if I remember correctly, you are listed as Mr. You, Mr. Fuck You.
That is correct. Yes. First name fuck, last name you. And for the longest time, I would get because it would try to personally address me, and it would say fuck, comma, Donald Trump is about to do, and it made total sense in context. I actually have a handful of them today because it was sort of fuck, Donald Trump is about. I'll look for them. It's been they eventually figured it out. But I think somebody manually corrected it to my name, which is sad, very sad. But anyway,
fuck, comma, the time is near for us to give Donald Trump needs your money. Fuck, comma. That's fuck, comma.
It was infinitely entertaining. That's the kind of things I do to entertain myself, and as democracy burns.
Democracy burns.
He's got a wide base.
He does. He does.
Big old dump truck too on his ass. Anyway, okay, this is from Popular Mechanics, sort of a science note here. Disturbing, humans can still grow a full coat of fur, study says. We have the genes, just in case. These are the bullet points from the story. A new study researched body hair across mammals to see how genes interact with hair growth. Turns out the genes are still in place for humans to grow a full furry coat. The study says differing patterns of hair growth and development coincide with evolutionary patterns. Well, that makes sense. But it is nice to know that once we get past, global warming, and then we get back into the next ice age, we'll be covered. If there's any of us left. So that's pretty cool. And again, thank you, Popular Mechanics. That's basically it's like clickbait for Popular Mechanics. What's this? Oh, this is just a Tyson thing that bothers me. Do you guys know who Stephen Dorff is? He's an actor.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He was in True Detective, and we thought it was, he was having a renaissance there for a minute.
This is from Variety. This is the headline. Original Blade star Steven Dorff is sick of Marvel's worthless garbage, end quote. Mocks MCU's Blade. Quote, we did it and we made it best, unquote. All right, well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Blade is a fucking masterpiece. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I know you guys don't remember.
Blade Trinity is in my top 30. I'm not gonna lie. I love that movie.
But he's not in that. He's in Blade. And
That's true.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
that is true.
I don't know if you remember he won all the Oscars that year. Plus the whole project won all the Oscars. I think best director. I mean, yeah, so anyway, so Steven Dorff is he would not he goes on to say that he would not be in any of these fucking new movies. Like he wouldn't be in Oppenheimer, the new Chris Nolan movie. He wouldn't be any of these, you know, making Black Adam worthless garbage over and over again, which is true. Black Adam sucks. But anyway, so you know, the good news is that that Steven Dorff, I guess, is still doing press. So I guess that's the takeaway.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say.
I wonder what movies like Philip Michael Thomas isn't willing to do right now because he like Steven Dorff. What
Yeah.
like you know, because I've seen this in the past where like Scorsese or somebody says this and you see the whole community's reaction, but Steve, buddy, you don't quite have the
Yeah,
from the
he
Blade
said.
days, kid.
Yeah, he said the actor went viral in 2021 after telling The Independent that Black Widow looks like garbage and that he was embarrassed for its leading star, Scarlett Johansson. I'm sure she lost a lot of sleep over that. She, but like I don't know. I just I just made me laugh. I was like, sour grapes, it's fine. You know, Steven Dorff. You know.
Doc Saints was an okay movie.
You know, speaking of C. Thomas Howell, is that who you said? C. Thomas Howell? No,
C.
you
Thomas
said Anthony.
Howell,
Did you say that or Anthony Michael Hall?
I said the guy from Miami Vice. Michael Scott. I already forgot. Look at that. There was a neuron there. Yeah.
I'll tell you what would be interesting if C. Thomas Howell did a remake shot for shot of Soul Man right now in this climate. That would be fascinating.
I remember seeing that in the theater.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
None of us knew that was even remotely. I mean, he just took tanning pills. Remember how in the 80s you could take tanning pills and completely change your complexion?
I do.
Overnight. Do you remember how that happens overnight?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And then you get to date Ray Dun Chung, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. It's like within 3 weeks. You get to.
And after you wine her and dine her and you get her into bed, how long do you have to wait until you ask about her dad? It's so hard. Anyway,
yeah. If you haven't seen the film, and you like, I don't know, like this is like how to de-woke. If you want to like de-woke someone, make them watch this movie on repeat for like, an hour. It's awful. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not going to say the line. I really want to say the line, but I'm not going to say the line.
Wasn't the tagline the line? Isn't that what you're thinking of?
I hope not. There's a line with the reading dinner, and it's I can't say it. I can't say it. I'm cut myself off. I'm self-canceling.
This I wasn't going to talk about this, but this is a perfect segue into what we were talking about. So this is from Uprocks with 2 X's, which I've never read, but apparently they have a deal with Apple News apparently because I see their things all the time. So I don't know if you're familiar with the band 1975.
Yes.
Yes.
That lead singer is crazy.
He's an interesting piece of work. Anyway, so they were playing a show, and here's the headline. Quote, I don't think it's a racist thing to say, quote, end quote. The 1975's Matt Healy started before getting perfectly cut off by bandmates on stage. So he's talking about how, you know, they can't cut him off and all this stuff. They can't turn his microphone off. He's fired all those people, or he doesn't have those people on tour anymore. And then he goes, I don't think it's a racist thing to say, and the band just kicks in. And then he's like, and you can just see him like back away, and he goes, oh, for fuck's sake. You know, like anyway, I highly recommend looking it up. It is literally hilarious.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Oh my god. So funny.
That is the appropriate response every time anyone utters that. This is probably not racist, but then
Absolutely.
yeah. Do 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 do. You know. Yeah. And then I have one more. And this is pretty. I don't know. This is the thing. Tom Verlaine, television frontman and influential guitarist, dies at 73. He died. This came out January 28th. He was in this band called Television with Richard Hell, and kind of embarrassing that I know him from his Tom Verlaine and Richard Hell played on Matthew Sweet's Girlfriend album. And I remember thinking, wow, the guitar work is amazing on this record. And it was. It was those two guys.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then I was so and they actually do a cover of that Matthew Sweet did a cover of Scooby Doo for a Saturday morning cartoons compilation that came out in the early '90s. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. It was fantastic. Butthole Surfers did Underdog. I mean, it's really good.
I haven't.
But they do Matthew Sweet, who's perfect for singing Scooby Doo, the theme song, and the guitar work is just awesome. So me, like an idiot, I went to see Soul Asylum and Matthew Sweet play in 1995 at Manhattan at K State, and Matthew Sweet opened for Soul Asylum, and instead of Tom Verlaine or Richard Hell, who I was like very excited to see, they had some like hired gun from LA that was just like he was straight out of like not Sticks, sorry, like he was like the opening band for like Poison and Motley Crue. I mean, he was doing all this fucking metal-y shit, and I was like, oh, boo. Anyway, I was lucky to see him once. I saw Television at Pitchfork one year, and it was pretty great. So anyway, that's too bad. But anyway, he died. So, and those are my headlines right now.
Very good.
Smith?
Thanks. Something like that. Keeps me going every week. You gotta say, good work.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of edit what I've got here so far. I'll kind of go through these. So some welcome news today. A little lighter this week. Trying to be a little lighter and a little more serious. You know, as a capper. So some good news. DirecTV drops Newsmax. So if you're unfamiliar with the Newsmax television station, they are a ultra right wing network, like all 24-hour cable station, and most recently they aired Donald. This is actually the last thing I want to talk about, but they aired Donald Trump's real State of the Union address. He called it the actual State of the Union address because he is our actual president, and it aired on Newsmax.
My God.
Which is no longer available on DirecTV. So anyway, that was nice to hear that. And there, of course, the right wing is furious, and it's because Newsmax can't pay the licensing fees. And guess what? It costs some money to be a cable station available to millions of subscribers. So
if you're really upset, why don't you fucking watch that station?
That's right. And like, you know, when you're sort of advertising based as the My Pillow guy, like it's really kind of hard to grow your business. Like there's only so many pillows you can sell people. I'm guessing. I don't know these people, but I'm guessing there's only so many.
Just a hunch. Yeah.
Just a hunch. This one was from a couple weeks ago, but I just loved it. Virginia girls coach fired after impersonating a 13-year-old junior varsity player.
My God.
This is amazing. I heard that.
Yeah, so basically, like, I think someone got sick or couldn't play, and she just decided to dress up as a 13-year-old girl. And people started noticing it, and they started videotaping it, and she was summarily fired. I don't know. To me, that says leadership. That says going the extra mile. That's impressive. So I don't know what the hell is going on in her head, other than victory. Sometimes that's what it takes.
Well, she was. I think what I heard. Now I don't know if this is true or not, but what I heard was she was partners with the coach of the team. So the other coach of the team, they were, in cahoots. And apparently, like she dressed up and like really went to town, like amazing volleyball player. Like didn't even try to like, whatever. So yeah, she got fired. The other coach got fired. But again, you're right. Where there's a will, there's a 13-year-old way.
Absolutely. For a junior varsity, junior high.
Yeah. We all need a win,
we do. Speaking of needing a win, thank you for that. Great segue. This comes from the Independent. Man sues woman who rejected him for $3 million over emotional trauma. Man in Singapore has sued a woman who rejected him for $3 million, claiming she caused emotional trauma to his life.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, caused damage to his stellar reputation and trauma, depression, and impacts to his life. So.
Buddy, that's.
Yeah, rejection is hard, and I've been there, dude. You do want to sue her for millions, but you
don't. You don't.
And you probably severely limit your future prospects. Like it's kind of like suing your employer. It's a career killer because nobody else wants to touch you. You can't really sue single women for disappointing you.
It's really, like your stellar reputation is not going to be so stellar after this lawsuit,
Yeah, not so much.
I hope Michael Cohen's this dude's attorney. I don't know why. I just think Michael Cohen just represents this guy
sense.
Well.
Yeah.
Just he represents the general sort of patheticism, but yeah. Anyway, so this was from a few days ago. Journalist reports pro-MAGA GOP insiders secretly can't wait until this guy dies. This was former Rep. Peter Meyer from Michigan. So do you have a lot of folks who are just wishing for Trump's mortal demise? I want to be clear. I'm not in that camp. I've heard a lot of people who will go on stage and put on that red hat and give me a call the next day and say, I just can't wait until this guy dies. I like that story. Which is interesting. So again, the downturn continues. Just one quick jab. Jerry Moran, his re-election campaign got scammed out of like one of these phone call scammers for $700,000.
No way! I love it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the
African Prince.
No, I went to my link and it's paywalling me. Fraudulent activity by a third-party cyber criminal. So, and I'm just speculating here, but what I'm guessing is somebody was looking at some porn. They got their PC encrypted, and they had to buy some Bitcoin to pay off the $700,000 because that's usually how this happens. I've worked at places where we've had people have that happen to them, which they just not but you go to the wrong place or install the wrong application, and then. Yeah, you have to send them some money.
Matt Smith, are you saying that happened at the Indianapolis or the Indiana State Senate? Is that what you're saying?
I am not. No, okay. I am not saying that. On the record.
Hey-o.
When is that statute liable? I don't know. No. It was dealt with.
I was cross-referencing sodomy based on the statute 406, and I accidentally...
I can't tell you how many times I've been looking up an IC, Tyson, and just wound up with porn. I just can't tell you how many times that's happened.
Oh my God.
Last one, I didn't know if Dawson, you had this one or not, but I just was going to mention the State of the Union last night. Did either of you happen to watch it?
I watched clips this morning.
I saw some clips. Yeah, okay. Heard some commentary.
I did watch the whole thing. The article that I had on this was really interesting. 72% approval. Wow. 43% of Republicans approved of the speech, which is great numbers. And I'm going to say it, the Democrats got it right. They figured it out. And he talked for the first 40 minutes about just common people issues. Just, meat and potatoes, sort of, and they bragged a little bit, which they need to. I mean, we've got the
absolutely.
strongest. I think hiring or unemployment is the lowest it's been since like 1968.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible. I mean, so there's some brag, but he did a really good job. I just thought of those sort of like real middle class issues, and that's where the Democrats are going to win. I mean, they can
Big
win
time.
them. And this is the opportunity. Like, while you've got batshit crazy, which the Republicans looked at. I mean, it did look at. They made noise. Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Jesus
yelled
Christ.
liar.
Yeah, I was going to say her.
Which that wasn't even original. That Joe, what's his name, did that 15 years ago in Obama, and he yelled liar. So she couldn't come up with an original, heckling. And she was wearing like some, I don't know, she killed
Fur
something.
thing.
Fur, yeah.
What was up with that?
I don't know. She killed it, and then she probably fucked it just to assert her dominance. But but it was really funny. My favorite, not to ruin it, but my favorite moment of the whole night was
not to ruin it.
Not to ruin it. My favorite moment of the whole night, though, honestly, was he mentioned that somebody was proposing eliminating Social Security.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
And so everyone's like, bah, bah, like, and I think what he was referring to is actually Mike Pence had released something a couple days earlier, and so everyone's booing and whatever, and finally he turned it on itself, and he's like, okay, we're all in agreement, like nobody's going to touch Social Security, and it didn't really work out very well. So he did one of his best speeches ever. He's not a great like speech giver. Like he fumbled.
I was nervous about it.
He's gonna stumble every three sentences, but but it was a great speech. He's good when he's like angry, not angry, but like when he's motivated, and angry is the wrong word. But
and the audience is engaged. Like he feeds off that, that thing,
Yeah, but he said nothing that a Republican. I think this is, if I was going to summarize it, he said nothing in that speech that a Republican should feel comfortable not clapping for. And that's the kind of speeches he needs to. It was not liberal at all. I mean, liberalism. That's the key. Is liberalism has got to take a few years off for a while to win elections, and that was the message that I think. And yeah, 74% approval. So keep it up. Keep it up.
Damn, go Joe! All right,
go Joe. I know. Dark Brandon is. I know. God, we had a little snafu with the documents, but thank God Mike Pence had some, so canceled it out. Thanks, Mike. He got destroyed on SNL. Did you guys? Oh, that was so funny.
I haven't seen it yet.
I think it was SNL. I think it was SNL. There was something I watched.
It was Merrick. Yeah, not last week, the week before. Merrick Garland. The opening skit. Yeah, I saw that.
I gotta watch that. I need to catch up.
It was good.
Actually, the last 3 SNL episodes were great. But anyway, I did think it was interesting that because he was like, people were like, boo, like when he was talking about how they want to sunset, Medicare and Social Security, and they're like, boo, and he's like, I've got the proposal, I'll show it to you. I mean, it's in my office. I'm not big.
What did he say? I'm all about conversion or something like that. Yeah.
No, he had good retorts, which is like, call him old. That's the best indicator for me that he's still got it a little bit. He's not just sitting there taking it. He's still with it. He can beat on the brats as well as they can give it. So yeah, I like it.
I do think he should probably like bow out though. If they nominate somebody that's like in their 50s, he should probably like. And the only reason I think he's still in there is because he can beat Donald Trump. But if Trump doesn't get the nomination,
if it's DeSantis and
I don't know.
I sent this to you guys, but I don't want to forget about it. I said, on Monday, I think on Truth Social, this is like where the Republican primaries are heading, and they haven't started yet. But Trump posted a photo of like Ron DeSantis' high school teacher, like partying with some high school girls. And he referred to him as grooming. Like, it's going to be beautiful. Like, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. And again, they're going to destroy themselves. They're going to continue this embarrassing track. Take advantage of it, please.
I mean, he's turning all his attention to the Republicans now. So I mean, they basically,
Yes, I know.
so it's just like, okay. All right.
And another, not to belabor, but another big deal this week was Coke, who we're the evil empire, slightly less evil, it turns out, because he's not supporting
KOCH.
KOCH, yes, not Coke, the lovely beverage, the oil company, the not lovely oil company.
Yeah.
But they're a huge backer. Tens of millions, if not hundreds.
Oh, yeah.
They're out for Trump, so that's good news for
that
Ron
is huge.
DeSantis.
Yeah.
And Nikki Haley, which I guess is the first official, person to announce their candidacy other than Trump, is Nikki Haley, former South Carolina governor, I think, and just general Trump lick ass.
I don't think she was a governor, but
something
she was
like that.
Trump,
Yeah.
She was Trump's. Excuse me. Well, she was on his cabinet. She was like the United. She spoke of the United Nations. I can't remember what she was.
Yes, that's something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. No. Good work, man.
Anyway, that's my headlines for the week. It's been a couple weeks actually, so it's been a couple weeks.
Well done. I just have a few. So, this was posted by Variety. When was it? God, it's not even letting me open it up, but whatever. Uh-oh. I can give the highlights. I think it was posted like the 28th. The Razzie Awards for 2023 were announced. Did you guys take a look at the list?
Sure. Yeah.
Our American sweetheart Tom Hanks has been nominated twice.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Poor Tom.
Oh man, what happened, Tom? One for Pinocchio, and the other one is for Elvis, because I guess he plays Elvis's manager in that. And I've only seen stills from the film. I will not watch it. I just can't.
Have you seen it, Tyson?
No, but my parents keep trying to. Every time I see it, they tell me to watch it.
I have not watched it either. So are we in solidarity on this that we're not going to watch it?
I don't watch Baz.
Yes, I think we
watch
should.
anything by Baz Luhrmann. Yes. I mean, anything by Baz Luhrmann I don't like. I know I don't like, so I'm just not going to watch it. So
I like Baz Luhrmann. You guys know I love Moulin Rouge because of Nicole Kidman.
Did you like The Great Gatsby? Were you a big fan of that?
Yeah, I was a little bit let down actually. I liked some of it. Yeah, it was all right.
He's Baz Luhrmann.
He's Baz.
Go back to Australia, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
I'm sure he's fine.
He's fine. I'm sure. Yeah. I just feel like he's one of those directors that should maybe retire and just enjoy his life a little bit. I don't know. And then the Razzies also got in trouble. Did you guys see this about nominating a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so terrible. But I kind of laughed that they actually went there.
It's funny because this is the second year they've kind of stepped in it, because last year they nominated Bruce. They nominated Bruce Willis for like the 14 movies that he was in, and then it turned out that he was dying and just trying to make some money for his family. So that went over real bad, and so they kind of stepped in it again. So I still appreciate it.
I agree. I mean, I don't want the
Academy Award, so.
I don't want them to go away, and actually, I'm okay with them nominating. I'm okay with them nominating a 12-year-old girl. Look, if you're gonna get in the business, you gotta expect it. All right, but
I do think that's kind of fair.
So I thought that was unfair. I thought that was unfair. I know Drew Barrymore.
Yes, it was like the 6th grade production of Peter Pan at William Howard Taft Middle School. Then I could see that's kind of a dickish move, but you got paid $500,000, and you're okay. You're fine.
Yeah.
No problem.
That's a resume pattern.
It is. It is.
Razzie nominee.
And the Razzie and the movie. That's the whole thing. So
yeah.
There's no such thing as bad press.
No, there is not. No, there is not. I really hope that Jared Leto shows up though to the actual award ceremony.
Me
Like I feel
too.
like every year one of the nominees actually shows up.
Who was
Like
it?
the
Who was
big
it last
ones.
year? Bullock? Was that who showed up? Who was it? Just showed up
Yeah.
a year or two ago. Yeah, I think it was Sandra Bullock showed up.
Yeah,
And
Sandra Bullock, I think, showed up. I mean,
oh,
they're
that's,
good sports.
Halle
that's
Halle
cool.
Berry showed up for Catwoman. I remember that was.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Didn't Ben Affleck show up too for one of his pieces of shit? I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like he did.
I think.
Probably thought there was going to be free booze there back when he drank alcohol.
Have you guys seen Morbius? Have you seen that movie?
No, you've told us not to, so I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, I like train wreck movies a lot. You know.
Yes, you do.
So,
Yeah.
but even that one's a bit of a stretch. It's like, oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna pass on it.
Okay.
And then I just have a couple more. This is from boingboing.net. Satanic Temple opens abortion clinic named after anti-choice Supreme Court Justice Alito. Hey, so awesome. I guess the clinic will be based in New Mexico. And the co-founder, Malcolm Jerry, was quoted as saying, in 1950, Samuel Alito's mother did not have options, and look what happened. Oh, I love it.
Now, who was the organization? This was
the Satanic Temple. What is it?
The official Satanic.
Yeah, it's actually a really interesting organization. And for those sort of unversed, Satanism isn't a real thing. It's an organization that basically embraces Satan as the ridiculous icon that a lot of so it's a really kind of interesting, and they've gotten involved in a lot of litigation. They're almost kind of like a Southern Law Poverty Center or like an activist organization at this point. But I just really like the organization, and I haven't officially become a Satanist. But
even either, but you know what? I've said "Hail Satan" a couple times in regard to what they've done, and a few people in my family have heard that, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Maybe that's all you have to do. Just say Hail Satan 3 times, and one more, and I officially Beetlejuice my way into Satanism.
The Church of Satanism is kind of like the new ACLU without all the clutter and bullshit.
That's a good. Yeah, I agree.
Totally.
Without all the red tape.
Yep, a little bit. And then I've got some Hays, Kansas news and some Colorado news. But quickly with the Colorado news, Casa Bonita, they are hiring. Over 550 open jobs are posted. Yeah, it's a big deal. Emphasis
they were moving to Colorado. I know she heard that. I yelled it pretty loud. That's my dream to play that big.
This might be a cliff diver.
I want to play that. Yeah, that's amazing.
I want to be in that quartet, the string quartet in the cave that just wanders around and goes, aha!
Aha! Yes! Oh, I cannot wait. I can't wait till you guys come in September and we're going to go.
So going there.
Is there a date yet? Is there a reopening date? Have they established one yet?
So they're reopening in May, I believe.
Excellent. I'm going to eat my weight in sopapillas, and then I'm going to eat that little flag. For those people who have been there.
Oh, I miss it so much. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see that big pink monster as we're pulling up to it. It's going to be amazing. And then in Hays, Kansas news, Tyson, do you want to show your shirt?
Sure.
The Al's Chickenette sign, which Tyson is showing everyone who's watching YouTube right now, is up for sale. Tice, do you want to tell the listeners a little bit about your adventure in this?
One morning, I reached for my phone, and in all caps, it said Tice, T-Y-S. And then the next thing said, big news, all caps. And then a link to this thing that said, hey, I'm selling. It was a screenshot of somebody on Facebook saying, I'm selling the Al's Chickenette sign.
Mm-hmm.
Message me for details. So I did. I had never heard of this woman. She lives in Texas or Arizona or something like that. She lives close to the border. I remember thinking that, and I don't know why. That's just what I thought. And
I'm kind of surprised by that. I have so many questions about this.
but
All of it.
anyway, I said because I have. So these guys know, but everyone else might not know. I have talked long and many times about buying that sign. It's something
Yes.
that I always wanted to have, and I knew at some point they were going to keep reopening. Which, if they kept reopening, that would be great. I would be quite happy with that. Happier than owning the sign, but if they weren't, I would love to own the sign.
Yeah.
Anyway, reached out to her, knew I couldn't afford it right now, and I don't have a place to put it, but it's a neat sign. And it was done probably in the 50s. It's been maintained since then. It's got lights on
Yeah.
it. My shirt is the actual
Freaking
sign,
cool. Yeah.
and it's tall. It's as Dawson said, 2.5 Tysons. She has a picture of me taking a picture of the sign. Um, anyway, so I reached out to her. I said, "So, how much do you want for the sign?" And she wrote back in about an hour, like lens crafters. She wrote back and she said the it's been appraised at $42,000. And I wrote back
Unreal.
and I said, "I'm out. Good luck." Uh, but now I know that it's a landmark. It's an icon. It's not so much of an icon that they can't keep it open, but
Yeah.
I do think that 42 is a big ask for that sign. I was thinking, so we've discussed this over because Dawson was messaging me. She's like, "Well, how much is it? Because we have a bet, you know." And I was like, 42, and she's like, "Shut the front door," you know.
Jonas, his freaking jaw hit the floor because he was saying he's like $5,000 cap, and I'm like, no, I'd say 10.
Yeah, well, look, I would have done a Kickstarter if it was under 20, but like Kickstarter, yeah, I would have got like $5 from my
I
wife,
don't know.
maybe.
I would have put some money into
Yeah,
that. I feel like.
But
yeah.
but anyway, she I think she might be able to get 10 or 15 for it if the right
I feel
buyer
like she's
comes
gonna
along.
call you back
I
or
feel like so
message you
too.
back.
I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah, yeah.
messaged her back, but I might message her back like in a week or so and be like, how's that sale going? You know, just, just and then
Troll
just
her
be
a
like,
little bit.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
just
in.
not troll her completely. It would just be like, and then when she gets desperate, she's like, all right, 35.5. I'll let you have it for 35.5, and I'll be like, lower. We'll do one of those things for a while. I'll write a screenplay about it, and we'll make
I
a
liked
million.
your
Okay,
negotiation tactics.
you should start taking some footage now and make this a documentary about the.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, yes.
So,
yeah. We'll
well,
get Ace of Base on board. Be all
I got
good.
the,
Yeah.
I got the, I got the shirt. I got the theme song now.
Shit.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So anyway, I don't think she's gonna get that much
well.
money.
Keep us up.
I don't either.
Yeah. Keep us up to date. Yeah. We'll follow this story. We'll keep the public. Is it still attached to the restaurant? That's my
Well,
like.
it never has been attached to the restaurant. If you look at it closely, it's on a pole out front.
Yeah, and that's why. Is it on the pole still, or has it been removed to another undisclosed
I
location?
don't know. I assume that it's still out there.
I'd
I
assume
might be
it's
wrong.
still
Okay.
on the pole.
Because listen, if she's gonna, I mean, if she's selling it, she doesn't want to spend any extra money to take it off the pole and put it in storage, because then she'd have to pay even more money for it.
Right.
Of course, if it gets vandalized, then that's not going to help
Right.
anybody at all. But
Right.
True.
Right. Be a shame if something were to happen to that sign.
That it would.
I
That it would.
don't know anything about any of that. But I don't know nothing about nothing. But I couldn't hurt that sign. It would hurt my brain.
We can't even steal the thing if we wanted to. Like,
Right,
we
no.
don't know.
I mean, best case scenario, I could steal a light bulb off of it. And now, thinking back to it, I should have taken a light bulb right off that
You
thing. They
should
just threw it
have.
right the fuck off.
Just
And I would have,
Wow.
and I could put it in a little box, and I'd be like, "This light was one of the thousands of lights that I'm sure they had to replace over the 70 years that it's been."
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we don't know what's going to happen with the Alice Chickenette sign, but we do hope that it finds a good home, or somehow manages to make it into my basement. That's
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Keep hope alive.
I would literally.
And thank you, Amber Quigley, for making us aware of that. By the
Thank
way,
you, Amber Quigley.
Yeah.
Thank you. Quigley down under. Thank you.
the
Quigley.
Quigs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if someone would like to start a GoFundMe for it, I think we could probably, if we got enough money, I think even $5,000, we could toss it at her and see what
Yeah.
we
I
want.
feel like she would take it. Like later this year, I feel like that woman's going to take it.
I thought
You're just going to have to figure out where you're going to put it realistically, Tyson. I know you keep saying your basement. I don't think it's going to fit down there, buddy. Like,
it will, but what's going to happen is it'll probably end up in my backyard, which is even like.
That's amazing. Oh my God, light that bitch up.
Yeah,
maybe like we use like one of those, like maybe it's not a GoFundMe, like one of those like religious, like like when they raise like money for Kyle Rittenhouse, like to go to college.
Ooh, yeah.
So we can, I don't know, shoot.
Maybe I should shoot a black person.
Well, I'm not saying that we need to go that far to obtain the sign, but I don't know. We could come up with like a sign disease or something. I don't know. We could say, oh no, we just need to figure out a way that it's like blessed or sacred or something in some way, that like it's got some historical Jesus-y chicken.
You're gonna have to keep your gate open, Tyson.
We might
charge admission.
We might have to get the Satanists involved.
They would love it. They would love it. They would be down.
All right.
Do
support our cause.
Yeah, do not. Yeah, it's a false idol, and I worship it. So let's get the people in. Clearly.
Hail chicken! Yay!
Hail chicken!
I keep looking at the shirt right now. It's gorgeous. I have two shirts. That's one of the biggest regrets of my life is I know that they were closing, and I wanted to buy some of the bullshit chicken stuff they had inside there. They had some amazing like wooden clocks that had like John Wayne painted next to the clock, and there was a chicken next to. I mean, like that would be enough. I mean, but all I have are these two shirts. But that's fine. Oh, actually, I have a cup.
I was gonna say, do you have one of those jars that they
had?
I
do.
Okay.
Have one of those.
Okay.
I do have one of those jars.
Very nice.
False idols. Be
False
careful.
idols.
False idols. Okay.
I'm done with my chicken rant.
Oh, I love it. All right, let's get to some plugs.
Oh.
You, the ice cream manufacturer. You, the frozen food distributor. And you, the food retailer. Stand today in the midst of a selling revolution. For today, you're in a merchandising era of self-service, where display and accessibility are the key to successful merchandising. Yes, today's problem is merchandising. To sell in high volume for high profits, frozen products are impulse items, and impulse buying is primarily an emotional decision.
I reworked that song. It's so different now. It's so funny. Anyway, I'll send you a copy. It's funny.
Do it.
Okay, so couple things. So we've been watching all of the Marvel Universe, starting from Iron Man, and we just finished the last Avengers movie. And I think we're going to take a break to watch all the Oscar movies, except for Women Talking, which is not available anywhere yet.
It's not. It's kind of pissing me off, actually.
Yeah, but everything else.
And yet it won an Oscar. Impressive.
Well, it's nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Same difference. Yeah.
So
it might as well not even exist. But anyway.
So we did watch one. We watched the Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, what'd you think?
Well, okay. So here's the deal. Like,
interesting. Okay.
So Beth was like, "Well, which one do you want to watch?" She's like, "Let's watch the Banshees of Inisherin." And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's watch that one because I think that's the one I'm going to like the least. And we watched it. And my dad was here again, as I told you, like last week. He was staying. He said, "I watched it." He's like, "Maybe I just don't get Irish humor, but I did not like it at all." I was like, "Fair enough." And Irish humor is kind of whatever. It's. I mean, Irish humor is pretty funny, but anyway, it just depends. Anyway, we watched it, and it's supposed to be a comedy, but also a drama. Kind of
Right.
like, I don't know, like all those AMC shows that are supposed to be comedies, but I just don't laugh. And so there are some funny lines in it. But I was like, okay, I knew enough that it was about two guys that were friends that were breaking up, and it was happening during the Troubles. So like during the Irish, Civil War of the 20s,
Right.
right? So I knew it wasn't going to be that fucking funny, you know.
This is no Waking Ned
It's
Divine.
hilarious. Yeah.
This is a war film. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is really fucking depressing. It's quite good. The acting is excellent. It's about some dudes that are friends and they stop being friends, and then not being friends basically ruins them, and like in a bad way, and so it was like, yeah, I mean, there are some funny parts. I did laugh a couple times, but yeah, it's I would
Let's
watch.
not be that movie, guys. Let's stay friends, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It was like, I was like watching it, I was like, like I was like, this is kind of my big thing, because when people stop being friends, it's kind of a weird thing, and they literally broke up. It reminded me of like a buddy I had in grade school and high school that would just like stop being my friend for like a year and a half, and then we'd be friends again for like 6 months, and he'd stop being
Yeah.
my friend. It was always like depressing, and so I was kind of expecting that going in. Anyway, it's really well acted. Best Colin Firth movie I've ever seen, probably. I think that's his name.
Yeah, Colin Firth.
And yeah, you should watch it, but I mean, you definitely have to have a palate cleanser afterwards. So just heads up. We watched this show just completely on the whim on Netflix called Kunk on Earth. CUNK.
Yes, that's one of my plugs too.
I've been seeing good things about that, so I'm
So
curious.
funny.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Like
my god.
It's kind of like if you would take like, it's very British, very witty, very silly, and it's kind of like if you crossed the Ali G show, because she interviews a bunch of experts in the way that like Ali G would. Ali G was Sacha Baron Cohen's thing
Yeah.
before Borat, right? And
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a cross between like Ali G and Monty Python. I mean,
Interesting.
I laughed a lot. There's lots of throwaway little jokes that are just hilarious. So highly recommended. We've seen 3 of the 5. They go really fast. My favorite thing was a joke about how Christopher Columbo, the explorer detective, decided he would try to sail off the edge of the map and then come out on the other side of the map. He believed he'd come on the other side of the map, just like Pac-Man does when he goes, and avoid all the ghosts.
I love that too.
I thought that was a great joke.
Tice, my favorite, if I can just say it real quick, was when she's talking about Chernobyl and how the fumes from Chernobyl actually made the Berlin Wall brittle. And so then people were able to bring it down. And that's what caused the Berlin Wall to fall.
That's funny.
At one
It's
point,
hilarious.
at one point she's talking about the ancient Greeks, and she's like, at one point she was talking about how they created acting and plays, in ancient Greece, and she's like, and then they created plays for stupid people, which they called sports, which I thought was very funny.
That was good.
Yeah. Anyway, it's way funnier when she does it, and then she goes on and on about how
she's adorable too. Like she just, I love her.
Yeah, the writing is top notch. It's very good.
Yeah.
I just want to say that last week's Pedro Pascal was on SNL, and it was the best SNL episode I've seen in a very long time.
Really?
And there's been some there's been some good ones this year. Aubrey Plaza was quite good. Quite weird, but good.
Yeah.
And I thought that was going to be my favorite, but this one was great. So I highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, the Mario bit I saw the Mario bit, which was just.
Oh, he did a Mario bit?
Oh, it's hysterical. They spent some money too. Like, it's kind of impressive.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah.
Nice. And that thing where the guy went into coma and he woke up and he was talking differently. Do you know? Oh, you haven't seen it.
I
So
haven't
never
seen
mind.
it yet.
Anyway.
No, I just saw the highlights, Tyson.
Yeah, no, definitely worth checking it out. SNL's finally hit their stride. It appears this year. It's been a little iffy on and off. I want to talk about the Night Court reboot.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I've watched 4 of the episodes. It is silly, and the writing is silly, like the old Night Court.
Uh-huh.
But the character of Dan, played by John Larroquette, is phenomenal. You could give him any line, and he just nails it
I
every
love
time.
John Larroquette. He looks really good.
He does, and he's great. Like I don't know, he gets some of the dumbest lines, but he just knows how to deliver lines, and they're always just fantastic. So if you like John Larroquette, you should definitely watch it. There's a lot of kind of calls to the original, especially the first 2 episodes has a lot. If you don't know, it centers around this new judge, who comes to work at Night Court, and she's Harry Stone's daughter, and Harry Stone has died, and she can't get anybody, and so she goes to find Dan Fielding, because her dad used to tell her stories about Dan Fielding, and convinces him to come and work in the court until they can find a replacement for a prosecuting attorney. And that's how it starts. Really very cute, and the cast is cute, so I would recommend checking it out. There's another show, second season started with Night Court this year, called American Auto.
With Anna Gasteyer, right?
Yeah, and the first season was very good. I thought the second season is even better. So far, the guests have included, Eric Stone Street, I think that's his name. The guy, he's from Kansas City. He was on
Modern Family.
Modern Family.
Yeah.
His character is hilarious. He's on for 2 episodes. This last episode had Andy Richter and Ryan Reynolds on it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and Andy Richter's always amazing. So anyway, there's I think there's only 3 episodes of that, but you can find both those on Peacock. And let me just transition into Peacock, which I think is probably on everybody's list, which is Poker Face, which is unbelievable.
Is it? Fuck,
so
I'm
good.
gonna start that tonight. Okay.
I've watched 5 of the episodes. There's 10 total. 4 of them came out the first week, and then the 5th one came out last week. Judith Light was on the last episode. She was amazing. And I'm just gonna say Maggot Dog, and that's it. When you get to that, Maggot Dog. When you get to that, you'll know what I'm talking about. That is easily my favorite thing about the whole series so far. I just died.
Sweet.
Matt, you've been watching. Matt told me.
That was my sole plug this week. So thank you very much for that, Tyson. But no, it's exceptional. It is.
What is it about?
So it is. So one of the Rotten Tomatoes reviews have been great reviews. But one of the Rotten Tomatoes, I thought, summarized it very well. It said it was the best mystery series of 1973, and it really does kind of recall back to kind of old, Murder, She Wrote. So what was the one from not Perry Mason? What was the Columbo?
Columbo. It's very much like Columbo.
It's very similar to Columbo, but they've just got a wicked good format. Like, the format is so good. They're going to have amazing guest stars every episode. Like, it works so well. It's going to be a huge hit. It's going to be massive, I think. And it's God bless Natasha Lyonne too. Like, she's had hell of a streak the last 4 years. I do too. What was the Russian Doll? Was excellent.
Yeah, Russian Doll is amazing. First season, second season.
A little iffy. I don't know if they're doing a 3rd season of that or not. Probably not now, because I think the show's going to be. But it does really, it was funny, Tyson, because as I was watching, it kind of reminded me of Veronica Mars a little bit in the beginning, just to kind of get, but it's kind of but it's also kind of its own thing, and it's formulaic, and it's fine. Like, it's okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's fun. Check it out. Like, we binged. Like, we were like, we went through all 4, and then we're like, I think a new one comes out maybe Sunday, I think, of this week.
Thursday.
Thursday?
Thursdays. Yeah, that's the thing. Peacock does Thursday previews, which is kind of interesting. But they say, so it's not so Ryan Johnson did it. He did Glass Onion and
Oh, I didn't realize it. Okay, I'm
So
sold.
he's the creator and director of at least the first 2 episodes, and
Cool. Okay.
it looks like film. It's very 70s.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
looks
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I was reading about it, and they said it's not a who done it, it's a how catch 'em. So
Huh.
you know what happened at the beginning, and then you
That's cool.
and then you get to watch how Natasha figures out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and it's also I kind of forgot about this too, but the pilot is really interesting because it sort of sets up not only sort of how the show's going to work, but it also sets up the reason why subsequent episodes happen and why she's able to sort of, this sounds kind of vague. I don't want to give anything away, but she sort of finds herself in a circumstance which allows her to kind of get caught up in these random, it's just watch it. Don't listen to us.
Yeah, just watch it. If you watch 2 episodes, you will watch the rest of them. I particularly liked the 3rd and the 4th episode. The 4th one is a music one about a band, which is quite good.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite episode too, Tyson. I was like, I've heard about this. Yeah.
And I picked it out right away. I knew where that song was from right away because I heard it and I was like, did you guys hear that? And my parents are like, what are you talking about? I was like, okay. But anyway, yeah, definitely watch it.
Cool.
Very good.
Very good.
Well,
Smith, that was your only plug?
That was pretty much my only plug. I did have a mild unplug. A moderate, if you will, unplug. Not enthusiastic, but I don't know if have you guys watched On My Block on the Netflix series? I think it did 3 or 4 seasons. It was kind of a Latino-centric, kind of a LA, pretty decent. Anyway, they did a spinoff called On My Block Free Ridge, which is apparently, that's not very good. That's it. It's not very good.
It's not very good.
It's interesting because you can, I'm sure this is, but production values are so freaking good right now that it's almost hard to tell when you're watching something shitty. Now, for whatever reason, network television still does a phenomenal job of just showing you, oh yeah, what you're watching is shit. They just happen. But it's those Netflix production values that sort of trick you a little bit. It's not very good. So it's not very good. It actually reminded me of this just because I don't have another plug, but I thought I'd ask you, Tyson. Is this something you had mentioned this, I think, the other week about, how that 70s show, how that cast had gotten the opportunity to really kind of get, rapport with each other. And I was curious, now that really doesn't happen with series because they don't, there's not that, we don't really see a slow build to success. We see it made a successful season. It gets, usually 3 or 4 more. So I'm just kind of curious what, I don't know. It was an observation. It wasn't really a.
Yeah. I mean, it's that organic. Sometimes it just clicks, but sometimes it takes a long time for them, to build into that sort of thing, where it's so great. I mean, Arrested Development was great right away, it was
right.
But, I just thought that 70s show was a great example of a show that after 2 seasons you loved. Well, it's like Seinfeld. You loved all the characters after 3 or 4 seasons, We didn't. Yeah. You love to hate them, I guess, or you love.
And once your characters get that good, the show kind of writes itself. Effectively, I mean, it's a lot easier anyway, and so that helps. So
I Mike. I was like, I like your idea of a semi unplug, a sort of unplug. It's like I don't like mosquito bites, but they are fun to scratch,
Kind of. It's laying all my mistakes out there and just being like, you know what, we tried this and we really didn't enjoy it, but it might be for you, so who the hell knows? But, yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I'm sure I watched something else, but that was it. So
the gist.
That was the gist.
It's been 3 weeks, so I was like, yeah.
I know. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
I've got a few. Yeah, I've got a few. So also on Peacock, have you guys seen the reality show called The Traitors, hosted by Alan Cumming?
We're gonna start that this weekend, just to try it.
Okay, I don't want to ruin anything. It is very much worth your time.
Is it? Because
it is so. He is the perfect host for murder mystery.
That's what I'm
He just
wondering.
is.
That's because
Yeah.
I mean that's the only reason you would watch it, right? Because it is just a fucking reality show, right? Or
It
at
is
least
a
that's what it
reality
looks like.
show, and it's a game show. It's a murder mystery. And everyone on the show is from other shitty reality shows like The Bachelor,
Really?
everything on Bravo, basically. And it's hilarious how he like combats the drama, adds to the drama. I love it. Yeah. Jonas did too. We were eating it up in like, I don't know, 2-3 days.
Is it all? Is it
Um,
all there, or is it like is the
yeah,
whole
it's
season
all
there?
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely check that out. And then we watched a new movie that Tyson, I believe you put on Plex, but other people can rent it on iTunes, called Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah.
Have you guys
I've been
put that
saving
on the queue yet?
because that was nominated, so that's going to be one of the
Yes.
yeah. So
Okay.
that's up pretty soon.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to say too much other than it's Woody Harrelson it's great to see him in that. And I just love the story. The writing is really good. The editing is amazing, the cinematography, everything, and just the commentary on capitalism versus socialism is hilarious. They did a really great job. And then obviously Kunk on Earth, which Tyson already talked about. I love her. I love that show. I can't wait to watch it again. Jonas was gaming, and I guess a couple of his friends that he was gaming with were like, "Hey, who's listening to Kunk on Earth in the background?" And they could hear me laughing from the other room, and just like, because I had it up so loud because I didn't want to miss any of the jokes.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And then Kunk on Earth again, that's on Netflix. And then there's a new series on Apple Plus called Shrinking
Oh yeah, I
with
heard that's good.
so good.
Is
Tyson,
it?
you will love it. Yeah, Jessica Williams from The Daily Show's in it. Harrison Ford, Jason Segel. It's all about these three therapists who work in an office together. It's really centered around Jason Segel's character, whose wife passed away. I'm not ruining anything about that, but just, hit the progression of his attitude from that happening. I guess it's set a year after she passed away. And how he's dealing with it and how he's dealing with his patients. It's very good. So definitely check out Shrinking on Apple Plus. And then my unplug is Hayes Regional Airport. And that is not a mild unplug. That is a true blue exclamation point at the end unplug.
Just kick them while they're down. Just kick them.
But it's actually kind of a plug for Tyson and Smith before they get shut down.
Sure.
So
Maybe we'll just drive out there next time we're all in town and just be like, "Hey, we don't have a flight, but we'd like to check out your plants. I'll take my shoes off."
We'll just fuck with the TSA guys. Oh no, we're not going anywhere. We're just
saying it wanted some of that sweet Mountain Dew from the vending machine.
Stale Doritos. Let us in.
How many terrorists have you guys caught?
Yeah. We hear people with tickets don't actually go anywhere, so we figured, what's the difference? We should go. Yeah, we should. I can't believe I've never actually been to the airport. I know where it's at, but I should go.
Yeah,
they build a building. When you were asking whether they had a thing that you like walk down the thing, and I was just like, it's a one level, dude. There's a patio door, and you walk right out of the
underwhelmed. Yeah. We should go to Jalisco's, have some frozen margaritas, and then go out to the airport.
Catch an Uber to the airport. Take us to the airport. Which airport? The Hayes Airport. Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
At like 10:30.
We have a flight to not catch. Yeah. That'll be fun. JabberJaw investigates.
That will be fun.
All right, guys. Well, always a pleasure. Yeah, that's it.
Real quick, I did recall from the last podcast, it finally occurred to me there was a movie that I thought we needed to watch together, and I couldn't remember what it's called. Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear. Yeah, I knew it.
And so Cocaine Bear is coming out on the 24th, it looks like. So we may maybe we can do like a streaming party or something. Maybe we could figure out a way. I don't know that we're going to be able to get together by February 24th. But
yeah, I don't know if that's possible. But does Netflix still do that? Is it coming out on one of the streaming platforms?
I don't.
Okay.
No, I think we're going to have to rent it. So, yeah.
I was going to say we could wait till we go see Death Cab, but it probably won't be in theaters at that point by Death Cab.
No, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
well,
I am going to the theater to see that movie, though.
I am too. We can't wait to go. Alamo Draft House all the way. Yeah,
I definitely want to say that I was there for the opening of Cocaine Bear.
Well, and I didn't realize that it's directed by Elizabeth Banks, which
really?
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with Cocaine Bear, yes, it's based on a true story, and you should look up the trailer because it is delicious. It is so good.
Perfection. Yeah.
There are some liberties. The true story isn't quite amazing.
Well,
but it doesn't matter. The idea is there. No. It's like this pitch for Aliens, Jaws in space, but they didn't even have to pitch it. They were just like Cocaine Bear, and you're like, why am I
done? Here's some money. Yeah, make
million?
it happen.
Check right here.
And I know I'm one last thing. Showtime is going away. Did you guys hear this?
Really?
Showtime as a brand is being assumed into. It's escaping me, Tyson. Is it
Paramount Plus?
Paramount Plus. So Showtime.
Really? Okay.
And Dexter: The New Blood has been killed. It is not coming back. They killed off a bunch of stuff after. Yeah, they killed off a bunch of stuff as soon as the merger happened, and so R.I.P. Showtime.
Yellow
Jackets did get renewed. Yeah, there is a new. And I think that's coming out. Yeah. Yellow Jackets is probably safe because it's probably the one show that they have that's doing
it's the only show. Yeah, really, truly, it's great. I can't wait for. Was it season 3 that's coming out?
I think so. Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah, Yellow Jackets is excellent. Yeah,
it might be 2. Okay.
I think it's 2. I haven't seen the first season, but I've read so much about it. I have to watch it. My dentist talked about it for like 45 minutes while I was under the knife, and I was like,
your dentist talked about it.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I probably should watch this. I like my dentist, so I was like, all right.
I like your dentist too, Tyson.
Yeah,
I do too.
I'm going to see her this week, and I'm going to see. Remember, I said that I asked for a jacket with my name on it. We'll see if I get one this week. I'll let you know.
To be continued.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Very exciting.
Cliffhanger.
Exciting.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, and yeah. Oh yeah. I was going to say something else, but we'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So many things.
Stay
All
tuned.
right. Well, stay tuned, everybody. Always a pleasure, guys. Good to see you.
You too.
All right, everybody.
Bye.